All right, everybody. So I'm going to try something new. I'm just going to screencast our presentations so that we don't waste any time in class because, well, we don't have a lot. All right. So what I'm going to do is record our slide. I'll post it up. It'll be in video format. You guys can watch it, take notes, and then at any point in time, if you guys are confused, go right to this or find me somewhere. All right. So reverse hierarchical diffusion. I'm going to talk about this one first. So two examples are Walmart and hip hop. Okay. So I'm going to go with hip hop for the sake of its understandability. All right. So with hip hop, it comes from the bottom up compared to hierarchical, which comes from the top down. Okay. If you can imagine a pyramid, it would be only the top important people, the wealthy, well-to-do people have access to these things. So if it's Yeezys or whatever cool thing is out there, that might come in like the fashion world or, the greatest, newest iPhone, something like that. It might spread at the top and then everybody else has it. Well, hip hop, is reverse. Okay. It's going to start from the bottom up. You're going to have people in urban areas creating rap songs, like Bodak Yellow or some, weird rap song that you guys listen to. It's going to work its way up, and people that are, not orientated in that hip hop scene are going to be listening to it. So, maybe President Trump, that's his favorite song. It worked from the bottom, from, the hip hop scene all the way up to President Trump, and that's his favorite song. And, that's what he gets hyped on before he goes and does, a presentation or something, okay? All right, so I'm going to get into doubling time now. All right, the definition, pretty simple. It's the amount of time that it takes a population to double in size. Hence, double time, okay? Doubling time. So world's doubling time is going to be 64 years. So in order to go from the 9.6 billion people that we're at, going to take 64 years to double that. So you do the math. I'm not Mr. Jonas, okay? As total fertility rate increases, doubling time increases. The more people women are creating, the more likely you're going to have an opportunity to double the population, okay? It's just a very easy correlation to make. Skip down, U.S., we have a doubling rate of 0.9%, and that would take about 78 years to double, okay? And now I'm going to move on to dependency ratio. This is just the idea. Whoop, went a little too far. All right, it is the idea that people who are below the ages of 15 and above the ages of 65 are dependents, okay? So right now, some of you are dependents, okay? And then when you guys grow old, you will be dependents. You'll be dependent on your children or a nursing home to take care of you, okay? So dependency ratio tells us how strained a working population is. So anybody that is between the ages of 15 and 64, all right, they are the ones that are helping these two age groups out, okay? So, this example of a dependency ratio of 0.9, that means there are 9 dependents for every 10 working age people, okay? So, not a big topic to cover, but just knowing that what populations are dependents, and then that working age people become strained when the number of dependents goes up. So if you have a lot of old people and a lot of young people, the people in the middle of those population pyramids, they are straining to take care of these groups, all right? All right, so this is a topic I said that I'd cover in class, and I still will. And you're probably watching this, and I already have, all right? But I'm just going to break this down a little bit more, and actually might create a different screencast for these DTMs specifically. Okay, so I'm going to go through stage 1, all right? So the question is, what is happening to the CBR and the CDR? It's going wild, all right? It's going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, just like, I saw a herd of cows because I love cows. And, that's my pulse right now, going up and down because I'm so excited, all right? Population is not stable. There's a lot of births happening at a certain point, and then it declines. It goes up, it declines, okay? Same with deaths, all right? this is not, when you guys look at these, please don't see the dip in the red and the dip in the blue as a negative, okay? That dip is going to be positive. It's a positive thing, all right? You guys see this, I'm not sure if you can see my cursor, but as this black line goes up, population is going up, okay? So we're looking for these red, these red lines and these blue lines to go down. We still want birth rates to go, stay pretty steady, so then populations grow. However, it's good, okay? So I'm going to move on to the causes of stage 1, all right? Went too far. All right, so lack of clean water, diseases are going to spread. Inefficient sewage, diseases are going to spread. There's no countries that are in stage 1 anymore. There might be some primitive populations that we do not know of. However, countries in general are not in stage 1 anymore, okay? There's food shortages, so maybe in, Ireland, with the Irish potato famine, that would be a cause of stage 1. Wars, diseases, drought, things that might be out of our control to an extent, okay? So remember, no one is in stage 1. Write it down. Make sure you have that. Right. Stage 2. All right. Early expansion. What we see here is the birth rate staying steady. All right. It still goes up and down a little bit, but the death rate is dropping. This is when we see increase in medical. We see life expectancy going up, okay? People aren't dying as much at this time, okay? So urbanizing and industrialization is going to help this, okay? The idea that we have more resources to keep our population growing. And you can see that right in stage 2. Population on the incline. It goes from, the rate is 20. And then after it enters stage 3, it's at about 25, 30. All right, so you can see that natural incline. All right, and FYI, I only have 15 minutes, so I got to wrap this up real fast. I know you guys hate how much I talk anyways, so I think 15 minutes is perfect. All right, so decline in death rates in stage 2. Why? All right, improvements to water supply. You have that sewage, and this is going to be in like the 1800s when we really start to develop these inventions and these innovations. All right, hygiene is going to be, is going to be big. All right, the idea that people are not having this open sewage in the streets, and people are going to shower regularly. They're not going to, smell bad as the guys when they come back from advisory basketball. So, that's good. All right. What else we got here? Number 4, that's big. All right. Second agricultural revolution. More food, more happy people, more healthy people, because now they're not starving to death. All right. You're going to get higher yields from farmers. Simply because agricultural practices were improved, better technology. So more food, happier people, healthier people. They're going to live longer. All right. Death rates aren't going to be as high. All right, stage 3. All right, so you're gonna see the decline in birth rates and why. All right, you're gonna have this improvement in women's lives, which is gonna be education primarily. Okay, the more women are going into education, the more they're going away from being the stay-at-home mom that has kids, has multiple kids actually, and then just stays at home. If a wife or just a single woman, goes out, gets a job, she might postpone having a child or having multiple children because she's busy. She's got a job. She's making money. Okay. I think another big thing to add here is the drop in infant mortality rate. All right. So the less children dying within that first year of birth, that's going to really help. All right. What else do we have? Come on. All right. So stage 4. All right. So stage 4. This one's a little bit trickier. I really don't like this model either, because you see deaths cross over births, which would be telling of stage 5. However, what they do in this is just show that populations, if you look at this black line, populations are up and they are plateauing, keeping steady. All right. Things are very mild as far as crude birth rate, crude death rate. Populations are up and doing well. All right. So why? All right. So stage 4. Why does it happen? All right. As you can see right below that, crude birth rate and death rate stay about the same. So it keeps things consistent. Right. It plateaus and then it can keep growing from there if they continue to drop. All right. And like I said before, more careers for women. This is going to be pertaining to more of times now. People are postponing marriages, all right? People are having kids younger, marrying younger. Now people are waiting because of the opportunities that have, come to them, such as college. I mean, if you guys go into college and you guys graduate at 24, get a job, and then maybe go back to school, maybe you're not thinking of having a kid until about 28, 30. Some people do it. Some others, they want to have a kid right away. More power to them, okay? Also, point number 2, wide access to birth control methods. Contraceptives are going to be big here in the form of birth control. It's going to, reduce the birth rates, okay? What else do we have on here? Stage 5. I'll talk about it more in class, but it's when the death rate exceeds the birth rate over, many years. If I go, I'm not going to go back. But that was just a little bit that the death rates skipped over the birth rates, but it has to be pretty consistent, okay? Eastern European countries, low birth rates, aging populations, they could, I think what they're trying to say here is that, Eastern European countries could go into stage 5, all right, because of their low birth rates and their aging populations. When old people die off, young people aren't having kids, well, people are going to start dying more than they're going to be birthed, all right? That's the crude fact to it, all right? Stage 5 isn't yet added to the DTM, but I think Japan might be our first example of stage 5, all right, based on their population pyramid. All right, so I only have about 3 minutes here left, so I'm going to go over Jon Snow, all right? His GIS map that he created for the cholera outbreak. All right, if you guys look at that map, what he did was basically go through the city. And we know what GIS is. It's the idea of creating a map and being able to locate things based on the different layers. So he had the map, and then what he did was he went through again and then dotted based on people's addresses and where they lived on the streets if they had cholera, and he was able to then lay over that map of, hey, here are the streets, here are where the people are, and here is where the outbreak is centered. And you guys can see that it is right dead smack in the center, all right? So everybody in the outskirts was okay, but everybody in the middle was going to be impacted like no other. And I'd also like to address the fact that that's not the real Jon Snow. That's the real Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. All right, that guy's an imposter, and his sideburns are way too long, all right? So, overpopulation, I got 1 minute actually. All right, overpopulation is too many people for the country's resources. All right, if you guys want to read a little bit more on that, I'd read page 73. Overpopulation in sub-Saharan Africa, where that is a big problem. Overall, in the world, overpopulation is not a problem yet. Oh, we're getting there. All right, so you should know that. And then there was one more thing I wanted to cover. All right, indicators of health. All right, so when a country's health is up is when infant mortality rate is down. All right, that is one of the biggest things, as well as life expectancy. If people are living longer and babies aren't dying, population's good. All right, if you guys have any questions in regards to this, feel free to ask me any questions, but that's the 15 minutes I have, and I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'm going to keep on doing this because I think it was very well done, and it's a good 15 minutes instead of me talking in front of you. All right, thanks, guys.